Hey guys, welcome to a long-awaited return to DayTyme XRP. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning here in the beautiful Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania. This is the Ripple Wrestling Investor coming at you with all of your news. Long-awaited return. As you guys have probably been hearing, we had a little bit of a problem with our YouTube. YouTube terminated our channel. So we are uploading everything up to Cinnamon Video, and we have the link in the description below. Add your name onto the Cinnamon as a follower so you guys could get the videos either way. We also created a new YouTube channel, which is going to be just for live streams only. So that's going to be just for PrimeTyme XRP only every other day if you know the schedule, or if you need the schedule, we will be posting it on the Patreon. I do gotta say, I want to give a shout out to all of our patrons here: Danny, Jason T, Mama Graham, and Frank XRP _. You guys are amazing. Thank you ever so much for helping the Patreon channel, which pretty much, we able to put more things into the show. So guys, I welcome everybody. It's not just about donating. I give a lot of free research on the Patreon page. We do a lot of freebies and stuff like that and giveaways. So check us out at www.patreon.com/PrimeTymeXRP. Alrighty, so right now we are going to get into some news here today. However, though, guys, before we get into the articles, I wanted to really get into this here. Now, about 2 days ago, I posted this. I posted it on all the social media forums. Twitter blew up. It literally blew up. I had people from China, Japan, Korea, I had Russia, I had everybody talking about this picture. Now, I am not a conspiracy channel, especially when it comes to DayTyme XRP. We give you guys the news, and I kind of really, I want you guys to know everything, and this is why I'm showing you. So this is, I guess you'd say, a conspiracy subliminal message. It's not every day when you get the President of the United States giving you a header in the Twitter page. And I'm just going to say this. First off, before I spill the beans, do you see what I see? First off, there's two. Well, I heard there's more, but I didn't get that into deep with this picture. But you have, first off, the XRP logo right in the back. Now, if you kind of notice here, we have your upper U and lower U. Technically, it's an XRP logo. Now, one of our moderators on PrimeTyme XRP, Ryan T, he was actually able to look at it through Photoshop, and he has said that this has been darkened, guys. So it's not just your black little things here. This was actually enhanced a little bit as well. So we do know confirmation. It's just weird on how it would be put up like this. And then also we have his main stage right around here. Coming out with this is a Q. That is right. You could look at it two ways. You could look at it with the red, white, and blue star streamer banner, as like a Q, or you could actually look at this as a circle stage, square circle stage with a Q on the end here. So it all depends how you really look at it. So I wanted to give this info to you. We had over like 300 likes, so many retweets, and we had the whole world talking about this picture. So check it out. If you guys want to follow me, I'm at MTV's DJ Jersey, or just type in on Twitter, the Ripple Wrestling Investor, and you'll see my page, and you could actually see it for yourself. All right, so let's get down and dirty. Before we get into the articles, earlier this week, we had a very big video that just got released last night. It was episode 20 of PrimeTyme XRP, and the biggest talked about article on that show was about the whole spaceship. SpaceX is launching 2 Americans in literally 9 years, guys. That is going up in space. It's not a government-owned agency no more. It's a private company. Now, that's what they're pushing. However, I do gotta say, however, do you really believe it's just pushing that? Guys, if you remember Starlink, which was Elon Musk's baby, as the quantum financial system is getting up and ready to go, this is going to be, and I'm going to show you, we literally have some wonderful, wonderful news. As we see in this picture here, this was kind of like a little idea example. Let me blow this up here for you. So in the picture, you know, it kind of shows that you're going to have tons of satellites all around the world. Then you eventually get your triangle patterns that's going to connect everywhere. You got to remember, guys, you're talking over 30,000, okay? 30,000 broadband satellites. According to what we are going to show you tonight on DayTyme, or this morning, on DayTyme X R P, we're going to show you exactly what we found out. And it looks like this historic launch that they are calling it is not just going to be about two Americans getting put on a private, company's spaceship. This is about putting the last satellite up in space for the quantum financial system. That is correct. So it is getting very, very serious. And what I mean by this, I mean we don't know when the flip of the switch is going to happen. We have been getting so much breadcrumbs. And as a researcher, I put this all on my Patreon page, guys. You could take a look for yourself. You could see a lot of good free stuff. And you know it before anybody else knows it. Because if you ask me, I'm like a big researcher that researches everything. Everything that I thought of that didn't even happen or would not even happen is on there. So I just wanted to show you this. Now, I did get some extra pictures here. Before we get into this, however, I want to thank a special XRP member. I want everybody to please go follow Michelle XRP. She's at Michelle SCHLEN6, and she was the one that kind of started saying all this good news. She was posting the links and all the good intel, as I would say. And then I just started researching more and more, and then I started to find more articles myself. So, Michelle, thank you so much for always tagging me and helping out the XRP community, because this is wonderful, wonderful news. So, really quick, before we get into my pictures, I wanted to show you. So this was this is part one technically. Let's go in order here. Now this is what I believe. We have Brian Brooks of Coinbase, which now is the official United States comptroller of the currency. He's working with the Treasury, Secretary of Treasury, Steve Mnuchin, and his two other friends that they all worked together, guys, at the old bank years and years ago. You look it up, you will find out all the info. So this is what I believe. I believe this is Brian telling somebody. And it says, I just got the news from the sources that the new economy right now is starting. Somebody says, oh, so cool. He says, I won't be able to speak about it at some point. As soon as I will have to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. But I will send you a GIF so you guys can know, because I am not able to speak about it in any ways. And then it just keeps going on here. It said, okay, I'll get so exciting, I'll find a way, GIFs or something. And mind you, this is crossing the stuff out, so we are not 100% knowing if this is him, but I will tell you where this connects. So he just goes on and makes me laugh when I see people not relating to Ripple and the new system. It shows that Steve Mnuchin, I'm pleased with Brian Brooks. This was another connection to the research that actually thinks, wow, maybe this is him, and he's just showing it off. Now this one, they go into detail. This person and him was talking way so much. This is only 4 screenshots. there was more, guys. And it shows, your regular picture about how Ripple and the XRP ledger and all the platforms are going to work. This is the plan, exactly. Can't wait for it. And I think that it's all related to the SpaceX and the rocket that they are going to send on the 27th, linking the whole world onto the same network. Now, when I seen this, I was like, wait a minute, I don't know anything about a space rocket going up into space. We never heard anything about this. This was at least 2 to 3 weeks ago. Now, it just continues and it says it's basically what they needed to implement the quantum system. I believe Starlink is the major point. And also, it does make sense. I read it once on a Q drop that says watch the sky or something similar. Now, we do have our good friends, Bubba Cugs, Mr. Cugs. He also posts a lot of good stuff here pertaining to the whole look up for the sky, watch the sky, stuff like that. And I do gotta say, it does make sense. It does add up. So, okay, here's the picture I just showed you. It shows you all the satellites. And it's not just about the economics here, ladies and gentlemen. This is about making a new type of internet. We want to see a new computer. The quantum financial system is going to be up and running. We have the technology that Ripple created, or should I say, the CTO and everybody like that. We also have quantum computers coming out now, meaning it's 40 times faster. It's going to be way better. And then they talk about, well, how can we get faster internet? Right now we are running about maybe 12 to 16 seconds per around the world. If you load up a screen, if you have cable, or, it's not your DSL because that still is pretty slow. But if you had, very fast internet. But with Elon Musk's SpaceX, they're talking about Starlink broadband satellites, which would pretty much be, they're going to send up 12,000 up there. They're going to connect all the satellites, which will connect to a Starlink, and this could make the internet 40 times faster. So it's not just improving the computer networks, but it's also making the way better transactions with Ripple and everything else that's going to go into this new system. So I wanted to show you this. Now, if you see, you have your Earth here with all the satellites, and then you got Ripple's network topology, and it shows all the nodes. Now remember, we know and we learned all the nodes are your banks, your institutional investing, institutional companies, your governments. What does this look like, guys? Is it such a big coincidence right now that this looks like exactly this? Or is it just me? Did I take too many chair shots to the head? You got to really think about this here, guys. So you're talking about this new, once again, Starlink broadband coming into what Ripple has set up already. So once again, this is a very major connection, okay? And I do got to say, I put my research out there. I'm not predicting anything, but I show you guys my research, all right? So, and mind you, we've been loosening some other research here too. This is what was also involved with this too. Kind of just some examples of the whole circle and anything that may be some of the riddlers, such as Bearable Guy or any of these other people that's been kind of putting it in place. Also, once we'll go to part 2 here now, or part 3. So Houston astronauts arrive, of course, which was, I think, this past Wednesday, arrive in Florida ahead of the SpaceX launch. This is very big. This is now confirming we are going to see a spaceship go up to the ISS, the International Space Station. And, these guys, they're going to be up there for almost 110 days. They're not saying what they're going to do. However, I'll tell you, I think this is my belief. I honestly think Bob and Doug of NASA, these, as we would say, probably, they're legends. Hold on here, guys. Let me blow this off. These guys are legends, literally, in NASA. Let's take this off here. Okay, so once again, this is what they're going to do. These guys are going up there. They're going to put the last satellite up, most likely. And once they flip the switch, either sometime this year, within the next 110 days, they're going to find out if this is going to work great or it's not going to work great. And if there's a problem, these guys are the fixers. They're going to fix whatever they need to do to make it great. And this is my theory, all right? And I got to say, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, I have no idea, but everything is connected some way or another. Now, this picture was on the 18th of May, and it shows 9 days to launch. If you add these days up, take away or add +9, you're looking at Wednesday, May 27th, which is actually tomorrow. So we are looking at that. Will we see this happen? Hopefully, depending on the weather. But once again, guys, very, very big news. And I just got to show you, it's so exciting to push good research that is not just connected to one or two things, but other XRP community members are picking up on it as well. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's get into our daily dose of news. Now, we have pretty much a big action-packed week of tons of news. As I said on my text or tweet, as we would say, in 2015-16, you had no news at all. No XRP news, Ripple news, nothing. Maybe once or twice a year, and that was it. We went from that to 2016-17 to now getting 1 to 2 articles. Then, when I'm talking like a day or so, or a week, and then from that we went from 18 to 19, and now we're starting to get 4 to 5 articles. And here we are, here in 2020, and now we're getting close to 7 articles a day about XRP. And this isn't just BS, ladies and gentlemen. This is legit proof from government agencies or governments around the world talking about XRP. So this is from Coindesk.com. Once again, everything will be in the links in the description below. It says private firms can boost central bank digital currencies, the IMF official says. A senior figure at the IMF believes a digital currency backed by a central bank would open the door to much greater innovation in retail payments. Now, we do got to say here, we are literally waiting to see what's going to happen with the SWIFT network. Most likely, I have shown in the past on the Patreon and technically a little bit on the XRP live shows, prime time, we showed that, SWIFT is still technically connected to the old system. They are still working with the deep state. Nobody wants to work with these guys, and plus they're dragging their feet. They don't want nobody to be number one except them. Chances are they're not going to be used. We have 4 more days until June 1st, and if they do not have an updated program, which would be faster than what they expected, which was going to be in 2022, they're out the door, most likely. Christine Lagarde and your, ECB and the IMF, they are not waiting around, guys. This has to get out by this year. I'm looking at least before the elections. So this pretty much says, your deputy division chief in the monetary and capital markets, the department, synthetic CBDCs, digital currencies has backed by the liabilities of a central bank, but issued with the aid of a private entity. So this gets really interesting here. Could provide citizens with reliable means of payment that simultaneously leverage some of the key competitive advantages of the private sector. A synthetic CBDC, as outlined by Mancini, is pretty much a public-private partnership the idea is a licensed e-money provider. It stores clients' funds in a central bank, and in return, it receives a central bank liability. They can package however they see it fit. I'm not even going to finish this. I'll tell you straight up. Guys, all the XRP people, you guys are going to be a bank. You will have so much liquidity and money in your pockets. They want a piece of this, and they want yous to use that. They want yous to use it. Mind you, they're going to want your XRP, but you will be able to have a private you'll be a private entity, okay? So you'll be able to do your own business and stuff like that. Now that's totally up to yous, but I think this is a very good thing. We already are getting information that the whole capital gains is going to be abolished. It's getting literally out of the way. And we're not just talking capital gains. We're talking everything. Mortgages, regular stocks, crypto stocks. If you're selling your houses and real estate, everything is going bye-bye. We're also talking about now the IRS. I have been showing on last night's show, towards the end, I showed you guys we're down to 4 to 6 people per state that the IRS is putting into place. And the only thing they're going to worry about is the new sales tax, which is a 14 to 17%, and that's a flat rate tax, which is pretty much going to be non-essential items only. So no food, no medicine, any type of health care, no, none of that stuff. We're talking brand new TVs or brand new dressers, stuff that isn't essential to use. So this is very, very good. Now, let's skip one paragraph here. We're going to go down here where it says synthetic CBDCs. Focusing on retail payments enable central banks to promote monetary innovation within the confines of a safe, well-regulated environment. He said, in contrast, the traditional idea of a CBDC, which had pretty much gone out the door, in his opinion, could become very costly, very risky to the central bank, and it may deter innovation. Quote unquote, he said, the public-private partnership of a synthetic CBDC is intended to conserve the competitive advantages of the private sector, to interface with clients and innovate, and the comparative advantage of a central bank to regulate and provide trust. Once again, we need trust in the world. There's no trust right now. And I'll tell you this, from reading this article and reading it again, we are very close to regulation. We are seeing every day, we are seeing regulation hit with it. It's coming by storm, guys. It used to be like once in a blue moon you would hear it. Then it went to 1 week you're hearing it. Now it's like one every other day you're hearing it. Expect the unexpected to happen. So I'm going to put this in the description. I wanted to go over it a little bit so we could give you a little taste, and this is very, very important. Now, all day today, you probably might have heard, well, Brad Garlinghouse said some stuff on Twitter. That is right. Mr. Garlinghouse actually, well, I wouldn't say he begged it, but he expressed concern, which made a lot of news sites, crypto news sites, cover this. And I want to just say this, okay? Below, he made this statement. He says, it's like this: U.S. regulations is the time to step up and lean into digital currencies. Remaining complacent is actually setting us back. Guys, do you see China is getting more and more power? They're talking about a Cold War now. They have gotten hurt because of the whole sickness. However, are we really still on with the whole trade thing? You got to think about this here. China's grip on both crypto and fiat payments becomes stronger. They got the digital yuan. It's just very, very interesting how this is going to play out. The U.S., the more they drag their feet and nothing doesn't get done, we are going to be screwed. They will be the next superpower, economic power. The government is noticing this, And I believe it deals with what's going on right now behind the scenes of the American government, the infiltration from the inside, the war that's going on. However, I do believe there's a plan. And this is 2 out of 2. This piece nails it. One caveat: public digital assets like XRP are not exempt from the U.S. or global financial oversight. Actually, the opposite. Responsible players who use their assets or use these assets want to work with the regulators, not against them. So this is just very, very big. I think it's coming to the point where we have, and I said this before on the shows, we have, the proof is in the pudding with everything that I talk about, and I hit it on the head with the nail. However, we have a timeline, and we have to get through these events that's happening in order for this time to come that we are all waiting for and expecting to happen. We're not there yet. We are probably maybe, I don't know, a couple months, 2 quarters out. It all depends what they're saying. So I wanted to show you this, and this goes to this article here. And Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse encourages U.S. regulators to embrace the crypto industry. This is by the U.Today. Okay, and they're pretty legit with their news and information. And there was actually a video he released too, but once again it shows his Twitter, his little tweet there. He said in a recent series of tweets, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has once again asked regulators to lean into cryptocurrencies. Is this the time when they're going to realize they're out of ammunition? Are they out of ammunition, guys? Is it the time? Like your ODL, they're trying to put more money in. The printer goes burr. How many times? We were taught and we were told, when everything is all said and done and there's no other ways to fix this, fix the problem, make it better, just to go back to normal. This is when XRP, crypto regulation, everything falls into place. Same with the X22 report. Once again, I recommend everybody to listen to that guy, x22report.com. He tells you exactly what's going on what's happening, what's coming with the events. Everything is falling into place, guys. It really, really is. Now this says, otherwise the U.S. will struggle to compete with China, whose grips on crypto and fiat payments is growing stronger. And it is. It really is. A lot to lose. Garlinghouse refers to the article published by the Foreign Affairs, which describes how China's soon-to-be launched digital currency could topple the U.S. dollar, the world's dominant reserve currency. The piece states that the U.S. is years behind China when it comes to the pace of digitalization. This could upend the country's seemingly inaccessible economic influence. Once the digital yuan gains traction beyond China's borders, the U.S. is no longer able to cripple the economies of the enemies. They're just cutting them out with the SWIFT network right now. It also focuses on the difference between the cryptocurrency that will be entirely controlled by the People's Bank of China and the decentralized cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Everything's controlled when you think about it that they are using. So take a look at this article. Very, very good. I also will share this as well on my Twitter feed too. Let's continue. Now, I talked about this last night on TYME X R P, and I want to talk about it again. If you have noticed, if you go to utility-scan.com, you could watch XRP's on-demand liquidity tracker. And this will tell you all of the corridors of how much liquidity is going in per day, or literally live liquidity at the time they pick it and find it through the minutes of time. But it says Ripple XRP volume between the US and Europe explodes. That is right. And shout out to crypto-news-flash.com for giving this great article. And there's a nice little picture there, Ripple Coin XRP peer-to-peer. And there's two bullets here that we want to talk about. Ripple's CTO, David Schwartz, confirmed a $1.5 million increase for the Euro/USD pair for the on-demand liquidity payment solution. Then, the liquidity in the corridors of the digital asset XRP remains at a high levels in the two of its corridors, but is down on the XRP's Philippine pair. So this is pretty good news, though. I'm not expecting everything to be up. You have to have transparency, and it's more understanding if you see 2 out of the 3. Really, if you would see 3 out of 3 all up, then something's definitely manipulated. We do know this is being manipulated. However, guys, you guys seen the price of the explosion on bit 7 or whatever it was called. It went to 7,000 and then it went to a high of 9,000. Could this be them testing the system? We have the satellite going up tomorrow, technically, maybe, depending on the weather. We are waiting for them to do the testing. This wasn't just a couple second glitch, guys. This was on for a couple minutes. I heard like 5 to 10 minutes, over even 20 maybe. You had all of it. It wasn't like people was just selling thousands of XRP. These people were selling 20, 40, 100, 200. This all fits with this article. So it says, in response to a direct question, Ripple CTO David Schwartz confirmed the transaction volume growth for on-demand liquidity ODL payment solution for the European USD pair. ODL is one of Ripple's most attractive products. It uses XRP to make instant payments securely without the limitations of working hours or holidays of the traditional financial system. Now, on the social network Twitter, a conversation emerged about the performance of ODL. Several users stated that the payment solution showed a strong increase of 1.5 million in transaction volume in one day. Now we've seen a lot of, it went up to like what, 15, 17 million? It all depends which transaction you're talking about. The Australian corridor has been going amazing. We went from 5 to 6 million up to close to 11 to 14 million. And we're hitting all-time highs. Everything is going according to plan. Now, one of the participants of the discussion stated that this occurred despite the fact that Ripple CTO had said that ODL does not target liquid corridors, such as the Euro-USD pair. Another user confirmed that this and demanded, with regard to the growth in this pair, a response from David Schwartz. He confirmed that the above-mentioned spike and responded as following, and he says, I didn't think it would make sense in corridors that are already efficient and liquid, but we have customers who say the speed and availability at all hours during holidays make it useful to them. In the same discussion, another user asked Schwartz about the possibility of eliminating the Nostro Vostro for these corridors. Ripple CTO responded. He says, yes, the benefit of having to keep only one pile of money in one place across the multiple corridors is a factor as well. Also, we're doing USD European as source currencies. It's not hard to add USD to Euro. All you need to do is the last mile to get to the recipient. So it once again is talking more about, you could do any type of corridors here. It's not just permanent in place. Imagine once this actually goes, how many corridors is there going to be, and how many is people going to be using all over the world? It gets very, very interesting. And here below it shows how much we've been doing. Now this is the XRP, the BITSO, which is the Mexican corridor. It shows an all-time high of 33 million. And it's been showing so far we've been hitting over 30, which is amazing. And then down below we have the XRP Australian. Now, we're still sticking with the all-time high of almost 15 million, so 14.5 million. But we are still under 14, which is still damn good, guys. This is amazing. Like, we are seeing, coming from down here to up here is such a big step. Now, your Philippines, once again, it's up, it's running, and you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. Right now, we're going down on a downtrend. Eventually, we will hit a new all-time high. So this has been a great article. Shout out to once again to Crypto News Flash. I also have this on my Twitter page as well. So really quick, we're going to wrap this up here, but we're going to do this last article. And this was Ripple confirms the expansion of XRP settlement platform across Europe. Now, we just got done talking about the whole USD Euro volume. And this was pretty much very similar. They talked about the same questions and everything like that. But I want to make a point here, okay? Whatever corridors we have right now, this is not it. There's going to be more. What we have right now, we are doing millions of dollars of transactions. We need to have at least trillions or quadrillions into this system, because you got to remember, we're talking about a derivatives market that's coming. We're also talking about other stuff such as the big liquidity pools. There's going to be banks and institutions and governments wanting on-demand liquidity. So this pretty much was the very same thing like we just went over, but I want to give a shout out to the Daily Hodl as well. Once again, guys, if you have any type of news that you want to send DayTyme X R P, give me a shout out at MTV's DJ Jersey or just type in the Ripple Wrestling Investor. And then don't forget, guys, you can also check out the Patreon page, www.patreon.com/PrimeTime XRP. Now, I know I just want to give also a good warm welcome to all of the Cinnamon video content creators. I know I see a lot of them following me, which is amazing because I just can't wait to actually get a hold of some good videos to watch on Cinnamon. All this tonight will be on Cinnamon as well. And don't forget, guys, tomorrow, May 27th, 2020 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, we will be live for Primetime XRP, and this will be on the YouTube channel. And I do gotta say, I have it pinned on the top of my section here, on my pinned. It's like the first thing you see on my profile. So if you want to add it, or you could add my Cinnamon, which is up here in the description of my info, you could add both of them. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for giving me this great opportunity. We have so much more to go over and to discuss. So, I look forward to tomorrow night with each and every one of you. We get some good discussion questions. We get all of our moderators in. And it's actually I was told it's more of a family-friendly, oriented, kind of a group. And this is amazing because you guys are the ones that makes me get up every day and do this. So I want to continue welcoming new members to the Primetime XRP live streams, and of course welcoming you guys to watch the news as we give you the best news there is that's coming out today. I give you my opinion. This is educational information. This is not financial advice. And read the disclaimer. So, all right. This is the Ripple Wrestling Investor, and I am just super excited to be here tonight. So thank you guys way so much. I hope you guys had a great Memorial Day and a great Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And we will see you tomorrow night, Wednesday, May 27, 2020, on Primetime XRP, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you then, guys. You guys have a great day. Thank you again.